Hi.
Hi.
We're here. We're even, I think it was like 10 seconds early.
Where
That
are
was
we?
super nice. Yeah.
Hmm.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yes?
Yeah, happy.
I'm stressed.
I know you have a lot.
I
going
know.
on.
Too
We
much
have
going on. Stressed
know.
out of my mind.
I know. It's always like that at the end of the year, but this year is worse.
I know. And I feel like a student. Like I feel stressed like a student because I feel bad. Like I have so many different things happening and they're all happening from like different areas that like I don't think people realize how much I got going on. I feel like a student must feel like that. Like if they're stressed in math and then like science they're stressed and then social studies and the social studies teacher doesn't know about the math, so then the social studies teacher's like, get your work in, but the kid's like, I got math homework, and it's just it's like all the stress. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Well, just adults get stressed too.
Yeah, I know.
It's
See
not
that,
just kids.
students? Hello, Alex. Adults get stressed too, Alex.
Well, and I'm taking college classes also because
You are.
teachers still take college classes. We do professional
yes, we
development.
do.
And so I have student stress, and then I have teacher stress, and then
I
mom
know.
stress, and I know it's a lot.
It's
and
too
the
much.
end
And
of-
I'm doing yard work. I like laid like 100 yards of sod yesterday. Not 100 yards. That would not be a lot. But anyway, lot of fun stuff.
So we are hoping that you're dealing with the stress, but
Yes.
it's summer is coming, and we have some helpful tips.
I mean, is it though?
It
Like it's
is.
different this year with this whole quarantine
no,
thing.
things are starting to open. We're
No,
going
I
in
know.
phases.
What I mean, though, is,
He's
like,
being so negative
No,
today.
you listen. You
Mr.
listen
Bolger
here.
is usually like positive Polly. I want to
Mrs. H knows
I
the truth
can't.
about that. I'm not always positive. So listen
Well,
here.
I'm just
The truth is that like normally we would have went to the Washington D.C. field trip. We would have been done with the Washington D.C. field trip. Lacrosse season would have been over, and we would be cleaning our classrooms, getting ready for finals. I'd be make sure the finals perfect. Like it would be June. My AC would be on in my classroom, so I don't get the sweaty armpits. Though I still would have them, and kids would make. Not the point. The point is.
You do get them.
I know, I do.
You get them in the winter.
The point is, it doesn't feel the same this year. Like it feels, I'm like, it doesn't feel like summer's
I know.
coming.
Well, because we're doing a lot of extra other
know.
things, so we're making videos all the time, and it takes a long time editing.
We make videos all the time.
It
What?
takes a long time to edit and set things up, and it's just a lot.
Yes,
So,
it is a lot.
it's okay, but it's a the home stretch. So you just have to stay positive. It's okay. Yeah, put a smile on your
Put a
face.
smile on my face.
It's okay.
I know.
See?
I know.
You feel better already.
No, I don't. That's not true. Kind of. Alex, you feel my pain, Alex. All right.
Anyway,
So
So-
reminders for the week.
speaking of stressful things and end of the year wrapping up things, 8th graders,
Moving up ceremony slides. This is two things I really want
it
to say.
will help Mr. Volger greatly
Yes.
if you do your slides.
You have to do your slides. Stop sending me pictures. Like you have to figure out with your guardian, your mom, your dad, your grandma, you have to figure out how to make your own slide. And it's not that I'm being lazy and I don't want to make your slide or help you. It's that you should be the one that makes the slide because that slide is going to be the image that I'm going to use in the moving up ceremony video. And so you want to be able to have your parent and you look at it and say, yes, these are the pictures I want. If you send me, like I've had some students send me like 4 or 5 pictures, I'm going to have to pick now. And like, what if they don't like it? Like, what if they're like, why did Mr. Vulture pick that picture? So like you pick the picture, send it to me, and you make sure it's perfect.
No, send the slide. Don't send the picture.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Send the slide.
Don't just.
But
complete
you
the
make sure
slide.
it's perfect because that's what I will use. I just get a little nervous when kids like, and I know some kids have technical difficulties and like it doesn't work. Try a different computer. Ask a parent to help you. Don't try to do it alone. This is one assignment that mom and dad and grandma and auntie.
Your older brother or
Yeah,
sister.
you should be getting family help because this is about you and it's to celebrate you. And so get some family help. So that's the first thing.
That's the first thing.
That's the first thing. The second thing is use a good picture. I got some kids sending me slides. They're blurry pictures, which you don't want a blurry picture. I don't want you to have a blurry picture. And then also, like a lot of kids are sending pictures about things they love. So it'll be like them on the lacrosse field, or them like at the wrestling match, or them, at a computer. And I understand what you're doing, and I think that's great, but you still want to make sure it's a really good picture of you because it's to celebrate you. You know what I mean?
Well, you want to be able to see your face.
Yeah,
and see
exactly.
That it's you.
That's what I mean. I don't
So-
like. Don't show me like you cradling the ball down lacrosse field and I got the back of your head. Like that's not.
Or
gonna
well,
work.
you have like a helmet, like a
yes, that is called a helmet.
helmet on, so you can't. You know, it could be anybody.
Anybody, that's true.
So it's really important. It doesn't take long to work on it, and if you
And
can't,
they're due today.
they're due today.
But all weekend you can go in and modify it. It's I'm only going to start working on the moving up ceremony video this weekend. So there's time to
well,
play
we
with
can't work on that part until we have them all.
Right.
So that's the kicker. Like we can't just add one late, so it doesn't work that way.
it. Well,
so
actually we could.
well, but no, because once we do that animation, it'll be very hard.
That's true.
It will be,
You're just giving spoilers up.
anyway.
Anyway.
So please get those in, and please do a good job on them. You will
Yes,
appreciate
and
it.
I've told my students and that Mr. Volger might be a little flaky this upcoming week because I'm going to be working hard on it, and I might not be the most attentive. So just be aware of that. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
What else
Anything
here?
else?
No, I think, but having said that, I think we should maybe give them some tips of things that they should look forward to in the summer and things that they can do.
Yeah,
To
to relieve
keep-
stress.
Well, to relieve stress, to enjoy your summer, and some suggestions that we have that we try to do, or ideas that we have for you guys.
All right, so you want to go to our top. My students are sick of my top fives. I do them all the time now, and it's becoming kind of my shtick, and it's not good. Where did my top five go? Where did it go? Hello? It's gone. Where did it go?
I don't know, Mr. Balger.
I know. It was right here. You saw it. It's vanished. All right, I'm going to bring it up now. Was it? Did I do it under talk delay?
I'm
You're
sorry.
supposed to be like the
I'm
host that
waiting.
delays. The top five. Ta-da!
Oh, there it is.
We're too big. Let's shrink ourselves down and move ourselves over here. Hi.
Hi.
All right, so the top five, Mr. and Mrs. Volger's top five wish list of things to do during the summer.
Yeah, ideas that we have, things
Ideas.
that we think that you will enjoy. Maybe you know about them, maybe you don't.
And we put some effort in because we argued a little bit about what some of the things that went into this top five list.
It's hard to make a top five with Mr. Volger. That's true.
I'm all over the place.
Especially on a Friday when he's stressed out. and-
Well, on Fun Day Friday today on the social studies stream, I did a top 10, and I was like 0.5, 0.2 because I couldn't come up with 10, so we had like 15, and I cheated. Kids don't cheat.
Don't
Here we go. All right, that didn't do anything. What happened? I clicked the thing, and that didn't do anything. Here we go. You ready? Bing!
You ready? Okay,
Number one!
number one is to get a cookbook or some recipes and cook either with yourself, with a family member. This is our son, JJ. His uncle in San Francisco, well, actually in Oakland, California, sent him this cookbook, and he loves it. It has really great, easy to make recipes, and he can do them all by himself. Some of them he needs a little bit of help. But this is great. A cookbook like this or recipes like this are great because even if you're advanced in the kitchen, you can have someone younger than you or inexperienced
Yeah.
help you.
And the best part of this cookbook, it's kind of like junk food. So, like, the first thing we made was, like, nachos.
Well, it's kid
How
friendly.
can you mess nachos up? They were
Yeah.
so good.
It's kid friendly.
Yeah.
And it's good from a nutrition standpoint too, though, because our son made lemonade from scratch and he didn't realize how much sugar goes into lemonade. And he was like, whoa, no wonder why I'm not allowed to have so much lemonade. It's a
Yeah,
treat once
For
in a
reals.
while.
And also, like, since it is summertime, cooking is not just the kitchen thing. Get out on the grill.
Yep.
Be a griller. Flip burgers.
You can. And if you're not allowed to use the grill or the
Or
stove
have
by
a
yourself,
pan.
there are recipes in there or things you can make like fruit salad where you can practice
Yummy,
your
yummy.
knife
Remember the Wiggles?
Yes.
Yeah.
your knife cutting skills. You can also make fruit shish kebabs. You don't have to cook those. You
Mm-hmm.
can do different kinds of veggie things, make a salad. Okay, there are lots of things you can cook.
Good stuff. Yeah.
You can make that
I like
aren't
it.
cooking. Okay, next thing.
And it's
Mr.
fun.
Folger.
Yeah,
is
it's
super
fun. You ready for number two?
Number two. Mrs. DeMeo like this one. So get creative. Find your inner artist. I always say to people to have some kind of drawing instrument that you love, whether it be different kinds of pencils, whether it be markers, crayons.
An app on your iPad.
You can do it electronically.
Sure.
That's true. That's true. But have some kind of new something to draw or color with. I also love having coloring books. Keith Haring is one of my favorite artists, and this is a kid's.
He's the
coloring
book right here by my head. Keith
Yeah,
Haring.
it says his name there.
Well, my head's blocking it.
Oh, there he is.
Keith Haring. Okay.
But that's a really fun coloring book, and it's just fun to have a coloring book, something you can just doodle in or color in, or even a mixed media book. So a sketchbook, mixed media. I say that if you don't know what it is, it's basically the paper's a little bit thicker, so it can stand up to markers, it can stand up to pencil, charcoal.
And you don't
different
have
things.
to knock it off right now. You don't have to be a good artist drawer
No.
to be doing this. Like there's, I know when I was in school, we used to do the tagging, where we do like bubble letters and stuff, and you decorate them, you just doodle designs. Like there's so many creative ways that you can
just
do it.
cut
Yeah,
you can collage. You can just cut and paste from magazines or
Totally.
other things and glue it. And a mixed media book can hold up to glue.
I
It can
know.
hold up to all kinds of things.
These markers
So
right
they're
here,
creative.
Colors of the World.
Those are crayons.
I get like a Small World vibe from that. From
yeah.
Disney World.
Well, these crayons are great because how many of you have been coloring a picture of yourself and you can't find your skin tone on there? And this box of crayons is pretty legit, and they add colors every year, and so it's a great.
It's
Great, yeah. Crayola is really great about it. So anyway, get yourself some art supplies. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can go to Michael's. You can order stuff on Amazon. Things like that.
Yeah.
Just
All right, number 3. You ready?
number 3. Yeah.
3. This is my slide, folks. Enjoy. This is a do-it-yourself project. Like build something, get involved in tools. Ask your parents if like to show you how to do something. If you're not into building, if you ride a bike, like oil your chain. Like learn how to like actually work on the bike instead of just taking it to the bike shops. I have an awesome
Work on your brakes. Put a new tire.
Yeah, totally. The super scary haunted birdhouse. Build a birdhouse, and don't build like one of the old-fashioned birdhouses that are boring. Like build a super cool bird.
Don't
Look at that
listen in.
birdhouse.
Yeah, but that is a cool.
That's the coolest
spooky-
birdhouse.
It is. But you can go to Lowe's. You can go to Home Depot, and they have kits.
They totally. If you go to
And they're
Lowe's
for
or Home
younger
Depot, they have
kids.
kits you can buy that have everything included, wood glue and everything.
Yeah, and sometimes they give them out for free, but they
Yeah.
are for younger kids. But if you have a younger sibling or a neighbor or
Yeah.
a cousin or somebody, you can help them build it, or let them build it, and then you could paint it.
Yeah.
Or you can buy something already built from a craft store or somewhere, and you can paint it or design it, do something to it.
Yeah, and like a lot of times I feel like with books, like school, we give out books for kids to read, right? And then a lot of kids, they like books that the school doesn't give out. You know, they have their style of the book they like. It can be that way with little projects too. Like I know in tech, Mr. Roy, you guys do some really cool projects, but there are hundreds of different things you can do, and that you can go on Google, YouTube, look stuff up, include your parent, and like really just come up with something that's super cool. Right now, my son and I we're building a train model table, and like we built the table. We're gonna
But to
decorate
use figures, not for trains.
Yeah, to use action figures because
Yeah.
we were bored, and he's quarantined, and we're like, what can we do that's off of the iPad?
Right. Or
Action
you
figure
could
table.
you could
Should patent
repurpose
it.
something. You could make a birdhouse out of found objects, or you could make a robot out of found objects, like
Yeah.
a sculpture. You know, it doesn't have to work.
robot.
Not a robot that works. Not like beep,
Let's see,
boop, beep,
Brendan
boop, but
Connolly
like-
would totally make a robot.
But you could make like a sculpture that looks like a robot, or that looks like something
Yeah.
else, or a car, or
Yeah.
anything. You just find things.
He'd probably make a robot take over the planet.
Use
He's
some
smart.
tools, get dirty, see if maybe your parents will let you use a little bit of power tools, you know,
Ooh,
things like
power
that. It's
drill.
fun.
All right, ready? Number 2.
You mean number 4?
Number 4. Sorry, this is Sorry. All right, number 4. Books. Books are lovely.
They are, but what I want to say is a lot of students like to read, some students
Mm-hmm,
don't. But Amazon has something called Audible, and you can actually listen to books.
I know.
When we were, kids, it was called Books on Tape.
It's called
'cause we
Mom
had
and Dad
tape.
read to you.
No, Books on Tape. But
Oh,
now
Books
it's
on Tape,
called
yeah.
Audible. So you can do it. Ask your folks at home if you can do a 30-day free trial and listen to a
Totally.
book. And you can be on the beach, or you can
Mowing
be-
your lawn. If
or-
you're already mowing your lawn and it's like a good 40 minutes of you just pushing a loud lawnmower, listen to an audiobook. It's such a good way to zone out and to do that.
And some people who don't really like to read or can't find the time to read really love to listen to books and long books. You can do Harry Potter that way. You can do the Percy Jackson
And if you're
books
taking a
you like
long
them.
car ride, like remember the
book-
time we went to New Orleans and we got an audiobook and
Yeah.
it was awesome.
I listen to a lot of books that way. I really like it. But even a book that you've already read or a series like Percy Jackson or Harry Potter, you can listen to it again.
And it's new when you listen to it
yeah,
again.
and a lot of
Yeah.
times they will do like the accents and different things. And it's
Oh,
fun.
because they're professional book
Yeah,
readers
they do
and
a
they're
very-
so good.
Yeah, so check it out.
Yeah.
Audible, check it out. Or just, summer reading. get the list from your English teacher and
Hi, Delinda. All right. Did I say her name right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, number 5. Here we go. Last but not least. This is a good one.
help someone.
Help
Reach out to
someone.
someone.
Yes.
Reach out to somebody that needs help or something that makes your heart feel good. If you see a neighbor that's older and they're weeding their garden or their gardens need weeding, and you can go across the street or next door and say, hey, can I help you
Yeah.
out with this? There are lots of soup kitchens and things that are open.
Yeah, like you'll be amazed. Like I know we all like to get things. We all like to get help. We all like to get gifts. But when you help someone else, when you give something, it makes you feel a certain way that nothing else can really replace. It even becomes addicting for people who help a lot of people. They become addicted to it. Like it's such a good feeling that you feel good about it. And you could do it on a grand level. Like if you have a family member who's in the ambulance or the fire department, you could help through that. If you want to
If
help,
you're not a people person, but you want to help the environment, you can go clean up at the
Totally.
beach. You can take a walk on the
Yeah.
beach, bring a bag with you so that you can collect balloons and rubber gloves and all kinds of
Yeah.
trash that are left
There's
there.
stuff
Clean
up-
up the beach.
there's so many different things you could do. You help neighbors. You could help
Mm-hmm.
your parents. So it's both on like a big level where you can like try to help your community, but it's also, don't just think like it's about community service. You could also help your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your brother or sister are really struggling and their room is a disaster, like help them clean
Mm-hmm.
their room.
Yeah,
It's
or if
something
your
simple.
parents are working and they want to learn how to ride a bike or roller skate or rollerblade or skateboard and you know how, then help them out, like
Yeah.
it'll make you feel good. So it's really important to just reach out to people. I think now more than ever with so many things going on in the world and with the quarantine and everything, we really need to just look out for one another.
It's like our son's favorite holiday is like Mother's Day and Father's Day because he like he gets to give us stuff.
yeah, he leaves
I
notes
know.
all over the house.
It really should be
It's like-
like Son's Day because he likes it more than we do.
He is a giver. It's
I know.
cute. It's cute. Speaking of giving and someone who gives a lot
Oh yes.
to our community at Sender Mauritius, we had the pleasure.
Like seriously, without her,
Yeah.
like she's kind of behind the scenes a little bit with the majority of the kids, but she is so important to like the fabric and the stuff of what our school is all about and what our school does.
And you may not know who she is, but you may have seen her around,
Yes.
or you may know who she is, but you're not exactly sure what she does.
We're building up to suspense.
So we had the pleasure of talking with Mrs. Seymour
Yes.
today,
And
and we are going to play that interview for you
all right,
now.
we're gonna invite her in.
Okay, so we're
Hi.
here with Mrs. Seymour. Hi.
Hi, how are
Thank you
you?
for joining us. We're good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh my
You're
gosh,
welcome.
we're so happy that you're
I know.
here, especially
I'm stressed. I'm not good.
You're-
Oh,
Well,
It's Fridays are stressful. There's
All
too
right.
much to do.
Well, we are just, I know you sent a faculty email. I had already asked you to come on the
Mhm.
show before you sent out your email about some of your fabulous students that are graduating. So congratulations to them.
Thank
Sent out a
you.
beautiful email about them and we saw some pictures of them. What a huge accomplishment. So do you want to talk to that about your students and what's happening with them as we approach graduation?
Yeah, sure. So I'm excited that I had some students graduate this year. It was even more exciting because it's my 4th year teaching. So these kids that I had in 9th grade, it's my first year that they're my kids. I'm seeing them graduate. So
That's
it was an amazing experience to have.
You're
4
like a
of them
mama.
graduate.
They're like
Yeah.
leaving
I
the nest.
know. I feel like they're my kids. So it's like an emotional thing to watch. For example, Judith Perez came in 9th grade. It was my first year as a teacher, her first year in the country with no English. And now we're here 4 years later and she's fluent, graduating in a BOCES program for cosmetology.
That's
So for-
amazing.
Yeah, it's just a great feeling.
Yeah,
So
that's-
amazing. Congratulations.
I know,
guys.
and like
That's
because
amazing.
like your students, especially when they first come here, they probably need so much more attention and care, and so like you have that connection with your student that like someone like social studies where I'm just teaching like the general body, like I don't get that connection. Makes me jealous.
Right.
So what is it like for your students? What is it like when they come to school? I mean, everybody's different. Every case is different. Every child is different. But what is it like for them to come in and what happens?
Usually when they come in, especially from a new country, they're very nervous and quiet and shy. and it's just a culture shock. School is very different in their countries. Sometimes we don't even realize how different it is. Some of their schools, they don't even go in the morning, or they have one teacher the whole day. So for them coming in and getting used to the schedule, how we run things, and then on top of that, not understanding anything, they're very overwhelmed. And I feel like the first week, it's just my job to like calm them down and just make them feel like they might feel uncomfortable now, but in time they're gonna grow to love it, and we're just gonna embrace them and help them learn the language.
Yeah.
So for students that are watching and other teachers and parents that are watching, what is the best things that we can do as a community and as a school district to help lift these students up when they're first coming in, or maybe even throughout their time at the school?
The most important thing I feel that we can do is to constantly communicate with them. And I know we can't when they don't know English, but just to even use an app to translate, or use another person in the class that can translate, to constantly communicate with them. Because I feel like sometimes as teachers, we expect them to come to us and let us know when they're feeling uncomfortable and let us know when they have a problem. But these kids are not going to do that. They're going to come to me and tell me behind the scenes. And I just wish that more teachers would take initiative to be in their face. Like, don't feel like you have to just sit back and wait for them to come, because they're not going to, because they don't feel like they can yet. It's our job to establish that comfort where they will come to us. So that's my biggest advice.
And what about for students? So if a student is seeing a student that's new, is there something that they can do to help? Can they invite them to come sit with them, in the cafeteria, even if they have that language barrier? Be an advocate?
The kids, yes, definitely. They want the students to come to them, even if it's just a compliment, even if it's just to say, hello, I like your shoes, just to speak to them, just to know that like they realize that I'm here and they want to speak to me. Yeah. It makes such a big difference. And they tell me, the kids that do that. So I know it makes a difference for them just to speak to them. It could just be a hello, but or just a high five, just a greeting makes them feel like, okay.
Acknowledges them that they're there and they're seen.
Well, it's tough because like as a teacher, it's middle school, and middle school is the kids are all so embarrassed. There's bullying, there's all these issues. And so as a teacher, you never really want to focus on a kid and make them feel uncomfortable, like the fear of making someone feel uncomfortable. And so sometimes like I've had a student who didn't speak English well. And so in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, don't make it a big deal, just gloss over it. But then by doing that, you're like almost like letting the kid fall through the crack and not making them realize that they're there present in your room.
Right. Also a good thing is when like, sometimes I feel like kids might think it's disrespectful to like say hola or like say something in their language to them, but it's not. And it makes them, if kids would maybe have them teach me how to say this in Spanish and I'll teach you how to say that in English. They want to share their language as well as learn English. So even that is a big
you do that
helpful strategy.
Yeah.
She does that all the time. And like sometimes I get embarrassed. She'll like start speaking Spanish to kids. And I'm like,
no, but if I know how to say hello and how are you or thank you or things like, just basic things, or it's cold out here or it's hot out, and so I just try to put those little things in, and it's clearly appreciated. And I think too, like, when you come from somewhere else, your story is so interesting. These other students could learn so much from them, be so appreciative of the things that they have, learn new things about other foods or music or ways to dress. Like, there's so many interesting things about people that come from other countries that students would love to learn about. So to have
they're so smart. Especially like when you just said like some of your graduates now are fluent in 2 languages. I'm 40 years old. I am barely fluent in English. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not. And it just goes to show you, I think because we like have math and English and social studies and science, that if like you're not getting 90s in those classes, then like you're not smart. When like these students have something that like I'll never have, and that's that like dual language, they can speak in multiple languages. It's like I feel like it's underappreciated how intelligent that is for someone to have.
Especially to be middle school or high school just learning. I mean, it's not
I
that
know.
easy.
Oh,
to
I
just
can't
pick it
imagine.
up.
I didn't like middle school as a kid because it's scary. Like I went to William Floyd. It was scary. Like there was bigger kids and everyone's like kids are picking on other kids and you don't want to get
Well, it's a
caught in the
big
fire.
district.
I
think,
can't imagine feeling
yeah.
like an outsider.
Well, luckily for us, we have a couple of good things going for us. We're small, so you kind of know everyone, and so it's a little bit easier to like keep tabs on people, or who are the kids that you can trust to be advocates for other kids, and who are the kids that maybe need a little guidance in that direction. But bullying and treating people poorly is a problem. I mean, it really is, and I think us as teachers have to do more. And I think students need to speak up and do more too. I mean, and they do. There are some students who don't stand for it. And it takes a lot of guts to stick up for another child, especially when you might not be Mr. or Mrs. Popular yourself, but it's worth it. It's really worth it to do it.
And I think when, being that these students are the minority, it's and they're middle school kids, so it's easy to notice the difference of them and they kind of stand out. Like when it's a class full of students and then you have only a couple Hispanic students, they stand out. But I think that if we could focus as teachers and students on focusing on the similarities, because they're the same. They want the same things. They like the same things. Kids will be surprised how similar they are. The only difference is the language that they speak.
Right. Yeah, they're all on TikTok, right? I mean, they're all there.
Yeah.
Right?
TikTok.
That's like a common
My kids
language.
love TikTok.
Yeah.
It's a common language, And for the most part, they all loved probably snow days. Not anymore. Now we're all wanting school to open, but all kids used to agree on a snow day. Who doesn't like a good snow day?
I know.
They're definitely missing school, like all the other kids are missing school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of your other students, that maybe the ones that are moving up to high school or the other ones that graduated.
Yeah, because you stay with them through middle school all the way into high school, right?
Yes, exactly. So I'll keep them until they test out of ESL. So, the exam's not easy. So a lot of them I will have until they are perfectly fluent. The kids that I have graduating or moving up to the high school this year, I have 3 girls and 1 boy: Ladenia Amaya, Nady Barrientos, Angeli De Leon Martinez, and Felipe Galvez. Felipe's new, but the other 3 girls I've had since 6th grade. So it is really great to see them moving up and to see how far they've come since 6th grade. I feel like they are advanced now, so they have a really good chance of being successful in the high school. So I'm excited about that. These girls, I'm sure you've had those girls, right? They're just, they work hard. They're genuine. They genuinely want to do good here and they want to succeed. So I'm so happy. They work so hard 8th grade. They take their classes super, super serious. And I'm excited to see what's in store for them when they go to the high school.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really great. The work you do is so important. And we thank you so much for really just you're really like a mother. You're like a best friend, a mother, a teacher, all together. Like you're wearing all these hats and it's amazing. And for the students that see you in the hallway and don't have you and don't know what you do, I think it's so important to let them see your face and hear these stories, because it's amazing. It's a great.
And I want more students that I don't have. I know my room is a little secluded, but I want more students that I don't have to just come by. Like I have candy, just come by, show your face, because then relationships and friendships will start to develop just from them seeing me and seeing my kids. So
I want to put with the candy. You're gonna get a line now. Forget it.
No, the whole 6th grade will be at your door. No.
Too funny. That's funny. Well, I just can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us this afternoon and for the good work that you do. It's amazing. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you giving me time to talk about my students and just fill you guys in. Sometimes they're a little forgotten, so I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we wanted to make sure that they aren't, especially with everything that's going on right now. I mean, the quarantine has been hard, and I feel like it is hard for all students that have been working hard to
Mhm.
not have this recognition, but your students have really been working hard, and it's such a huge accomplishment, and we just wanted to make sure that it did not go,
Yeah.
unnoticed. So we see them, we know they're there, we see you, and we're just so thankful. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This is a huge accomplishment for you as well.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much. Yes.
Amazing. All right, well, we will see you soon, and
Okay, you
have a
guys
great
stay safe.
weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.
Oh, we're tiny still. What happened? Whoa!
no, we're floating.
There we are. We're back to regular size.
So that was
Mrs.
great.
Seymour, she's
I
so
know.
nice.
And Candy in her room,
Oh.
so forget it.
She's opened a
When I
can
have
of
a
worms
sweet
and
tooth.
she doesn't even know it yet. No,
It's amazing.
I know.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on and
Mm-hmm.
talking with us. And once again, congratulations to all kids who are moving up, who are graduating.
Hi, Destiny.
Across the board, everybody. We're just so proud of everyone at Cinema Riches. You guys are
I know.
just amazing, and you're getting through this like champions. And we're just so proud of all of our students. It's really been.
I know, and the 8th grade is moving up. It's such a. I know, like a lot of people are like they're just they're not even changing buildings, but it's like they don't know how big of a deal it is. Like going from middle school into that high school, and then immediately like you have your 9th grade classes, but you also have your classes that mix through 9th through 12th graders and the cafeteria. It's just a different world once you get to the high school. And it's super exciting, and I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a passage of like rights in life, you know.
Yeah, and we're just really, really proud of all the students at Cinema Riches.
Yeah.
So we hope you know it. Birthdays.
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 Here we
Let's
go.
do birthdays.
We gotta turn the music up so we can hear our own. Here we go. Ready? We gotta dance. Here we go.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and the sun burn tonight. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I just realized is like Destiny showed up. Destiny, shout out to Destiny in my chat. She never comes in, and she's probably looking at us dancing, being like, "What did I just walk into?"
Hi, Destiny.
Like in what world? Like Destiny, it's crazy.
Well, we hope you have a great weekend.
Is that true?
What?
Hold on, we're going back to birthdays. I got to see this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Linda's birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Tyler,
And the
Andrew,
sun burn tonight. Happy birthday
Sarah,
to you.
Ryan's sister.
Happy
Where's
birthday to
Melinda?
you.
Folger.
Uh-oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I checked the list. You should be vetting me. Happy birthday, Delinda.
Delinda, happy birthday.
We should
I'm
do
sorry,
a
Mr.
dance for you.
Folger made that mistake. And it's today, Mr. Folger.
I know. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's today. Like, it would have been last week's. I think it was part of last week's. Because this is.
No.
Yeah, if you look at the birthday list,
Shouldn't be that way.
it says
Anyway.
June 6th. It was last week's.
Yeah,
But we shouldn't do it that way. I know, Delinda, it should be today
I
because
know.
today's your
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
I'll fix that in the future.
But it'll be
We're going to
too-
mail you a cupcake with a candle in it.
Mrs. Seymour has candy.
Yeah, go to Mrs. Seymour's class. She'll make you feel better.
All right, have a great weekend, you guys. Sorry, Delinda.
Yes.
We'll see you next
Bye.
week. Bye.